Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I've got a quick tabletop review of this folding retractable knife by DeWalt. A YouTube tool channel called The Truck Guy, who does a lot of knife reviews, had a video about this last year, I think last August. I'll put a link below. But anyway, he seemed to really like it. He thought DeWalt did a good job with this thing. Anyway, I picked one up. I was kind of curious about it because it has an interesting feature of being both a retractable blade and a folder, and it turns out I would have to call that a fail. And let me show you why, and of course share your thoughts and opinions in the comments. But I think this is a dangerous knife. Here's what's going on. I think there are three things I don't like about it. If it was a non-folding knife, I think there would only be two things I don't like about it. But let's start at the top. First of all, the overall mechanism is really glitchy. It's not moving right now. There we go. It barely holds. I mean, it's supposed to have 3 times the blade retention. That was what I was curious about. But it just, the amount of depression and the clicking, it just feels kind of sloppy. However, it does seem to hold still, you know, when you test it out. So I guess it is holding, but it just doesn't seem like, maybe this steel here is just too hard and it's mixing with whatever this lightweight metal is. In fact, it might be jammed right now. Well, that's okay, because I don't need to retract it to show you where I'm headed. The second thing is, you might notice the shape. It looks like a quality one. It's not quite the old school Stanley or, you know, Milwaukee. It's got a form. This isn't too unusual. I think Lennox makes one kind of like this. But here's the problem. They've got this rubberized kind of thumb ramp way up at the front. In order to use that, you have to hold it in a bit of a funny angle or slide your hand up, and now I've got my index finger ahead of the index indent right here, and actually on a downhill slope towards the blade in order to hold it that way. If that's unnatural or dangerous, then the natural point, the next one, is to use this expanded area as the thumb rest and then hold it on the handle behind the pivot, which means now you are putting pressure on the front end of the pivot without gripping it there. So you're now putting the pressure in this moving area. That's one of the reasons that we have both fixed blade knives and folding knives. If you have to put a lot of pressure on a knife, you go with a fixed blade knife like this. If you want one for convenience that folds, you can go with something like that. But you wouldn't hold this knife back here and do your work. This one is designed more for that. But, close up the blades there. But the convenience of the pivot here means that you tend to move up. You don't hold it right here, although, you know, it's not too bad. But this is designed, if you drop your thumb here, right there, this naturally fits in, and then you've got that guard right at the end. That is not present here. Another thing, so it's not smooth, and I think I jammed it. This I do like. They actually have some nice grippy texture here if you're trying to do some really fine work. But here's the biggie. And what you end up with is what I just did here. Did you catch that? So this is a folding knife, so I'm going to fold it. There. Throw it in my bag, my pocket, whatever. It's got both a retraction mechanism, there we go, so I can pull it back, and then I have to fold it if I want to use the folding. But I found in just using this, if I can get the blade back out again, there it is. If I get the blade out, I find it's a folding knife. I fold it and then put it away like that, because these other knives, like this, here's a Milwaukee Assist right there. I've got the fastback with the blade storage, which the magnetic blade storage is great. Got my Fiskars. Got another fastback. Craftsman, Klein, you know, all of these. So what do? Retract the blade. It's done. Retract the blade. You're done. You know, this one, cover the blade. This one's auto. right there. So as soon as I close it, it's safe. Safe to handle. Safe to handle. You know, safe. Let's close that one. Safe. There. No questions about that. And then this guy, spring-loaded. Close it. Done. What do I do here? Close it. The blade's still out. Fiskars. Done. So, just out of habit, I've got a closing knife. Well, how about a knife that when it closes, the blade's still out? That's unusual. That's not normal. So you have to remember to retract the blade before you close it. To me, that's dangerous because a lot of times I just close the thing. I could get the blade out. Maybe that's a safety feature. So I just close it and I almost put it back in my pocket and remember. A couple of times I've done this and didn't notice for a while. And look at that. That's pretty dangerous to be able to have it sit like that. By the way, here's the blade storage. Talk about old school. This is like $22. That's not a cheap knife. A couple of blades in the back with a little cap. Notice the cap. I mean, that's getting cut into. Why? Because I keep doing this. Right there. So, to me, this is a dangerous knife. Most people would think it's closed. There. Ouch, just cut myself. And I threw it. It's a dangerous knife because it can be in the appearance of being closed, but it's not. So to me, this is a knife you should stay away from, and I'd like to see DeWalt change it. The easiest way is just to extend that a little bit in the back. So if you did close it with the blade still out, it would be covered. That's what you need to do. This is dangerous the way it is because it's so easy to just put it away with the knife still exposed. So anyway, that is my feeling on this DeWalt fail here. I don't like to call tools fails, but this one, you just shouldn't be able to do that unless there was some reason. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe there is. Maybe it's for dragging down. I mean, it almost has that Gerber-esque shape to it, too. But anyway, that to me is just dangerous. Wow, it opened this up now so the blades can even fall out. Boy, how's that for a... Pop that open. Not only are the blades exposed, but that's still out. Show me where there's some good with this thing, please. I'd like to know. Because, to me, it's a dangerous looking knife. I wonder if I can even flip it. No, just because of that. Blades here slide out, little finger notch. So if you slide the blade out, you can swap them back and forth. Not bad. Seems like good retention, but that danger of being able to put it away, clean it up, close your knife, put it back in the toolbox, and ta-da! Look at that. That really, to me, is dangerous. Tell me what you think. Anyway, with that, Doc out.